Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a quick guide today on how to play Venom or how to get better at Venom in Marvel Rivals. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Just a quick disclaimer, I have just recovered from a cold, so I do apologise if my voice sounds a little bit off. I may slur a couple of words because my throat is in a lot of pain, and I do apologise about that in advance. So, yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking me for a Venom guide. I have played this character non-stop last season and this brand new season. Let me know down in the comments, how are you finding this season? Are you liking the brand new characters? Are you liking the brand new map? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoy. Be sure to let me know if you want to see more guides like this in the future for any other characters I do play. And let's get into it. So, I have played Venom for a very long time. Over 24 hours now, combined both seasons. It doesn't seem like a lot, but the amount of games you get in on this game is actually very frequently and very quick. So if you put it in perspective, I have played this character quite a lot. More than any other character, completely biased. Going over some other characters. I've played Groot. That's the only other tank I've really played. But talking about Venom, this character needs to be addressed. He is a bunch of fun to play, and I'm going to try and go over a couple of tips today to give to you guys. Just in case, if I don't know, you might want to check out Venom for yourself, or you might know a friend that might want to check out this video. And hopefully this video will give you guys some better ideas on how to handle the character. So, rule number one about Venom I found is mobility. He is one of the better tanks in terms of moving around the map. For such a big character, for someone who literally has the muscles the size of a mountain and the arse of the best character in the game, his mobility really does come in handy. Whether you're swinging from their spawn back to your healers, or whether you're swinging into their spawn to take out someone who's on low HP. Swinging around the map with this guy has got me out of so many situations, and I can't address it enough. He is super, um, mobile for such a big character. And another thing is demonstrated right here is climbing walls. Now, there's a lot of situations I've had where I've been low on HP, and I've been having one of those annoying enemies that just follow you until you are dead. Well, with Venom, you can actually try and work with the crawling a little bit. You can fit into small crevices on different maps, and you can really outmaneuver your opponents with this guy. And I can't tell you how many times that his crawling has found me out of bad situations. It really does come in handy. So, rule number one with Venom, make sure you are always staying mobile with him. Whether it's swing around, whether it's crawling, you see fit. Figure out what you want to try with him in terms of movement. Up next is keep an eye on your HP. This guy is going to be needing HP quite a lot, but it's not necessarily a problem, because obviously with his RB ability you gain a bunch of symbiotic shield and resilience back, and it basically allows you to find your healers, get out of sticky situations really quickly, and keeping yourself alive in those crucial 1v1s, 1v2s. The amount of times I've played quick matches with Venom, I've also played a lot of comp games with him as well, and I've been the only one on the capture objective, and if it wasn't for me using my RB ability and making sure that I stay alive, I would have lost a lot more games than I have with him already. The RB ability is absolutely crucial, and I can't stress it enough. Keep an eye on your HP, and even if you do have healers on your team, the RB ability definitely comes in handy, especially if your healers are nowhere to be seen. Whether you're playing with friends, whether you're playing with randoms, it doesn't matter. Keep an eye on your HP, make sure you keep a close eye on that shield as well. Moving forward, the LT ability for Venom does come in handy. It is not the most damaging ability in the world, but it definitely helps out in certain situations. For example, if you have an enemy Hulk that transforms into a Bruce Banner and he tries to use his smoke grenade to run away from you guys, use LT ability. This basically allows them to slow down their movement. It basically limits their movement and speed on trying to run away. I also like to use this on air units as well. So we're talking Storm, we're talking Iron Man, even Spider Man if you can land it. It really slows down their momentum, enemy players' momentum, and the LT ability has really, helped me in terms of grabbing those extra kills and slowing down the enemy team whenever I do need to. So keep an eye on the LT ability, and it is fantastic, especially with those characters you can't reach in terms of flying around and stuff like that. So up next for Venom is, of course, the simple attack, the RT ability. You'll be using this a hell of a lot. It's not crazy damage, but if you aim for those critical hits on the enemies, you will be winning a lot more 1v1s. Obviously, with this character, 1v1s is pretty decent because he's one of those Venom characters that one of those tank characters that tend to get you out of big situations, and up against different ults and stuff, the RT ability can actually do some pretty good damage on certain characters as well, especially against DPSs, healers, tanks. Pretty much majority of the characters on this game you will be facing, the RT ability with Venom really does help. Simple but effective damage always is a big win in my books. Up next, of course, is the LT and RT ability. With this ability, I feel like it is not necessarily an ability you get kills with, but with Venom's ultimate, it is a great way of weakening your enemies and, just making sure that your team has a better chance of capturing said objective. It is a great way of getting your shield up as well, just in case, let's say you used your RB ability and your healers are nowhere to be seen. Use your L and R trigger stick ability ultimate to make sure you get that extra shield, just to either get out of a situation or to weaken the enemies for your teammates to finish off. One thing I've noticed about this ultimate ability for Venom, it's not a kill ability. Like I said, it's more of a thing that you want to try and use in a tight situation. Maybe try and get a one-up on the enemies before they get a one-up on your team. It is a situational kind of ultimate, and I highly recommend practicing with it a little before you get your hands on it completely. Up next with Venom is the team-up ability. Now, whether you team up with Penny Parker or Spider-Man, it doesn't really matter, but you have to remember you are buffing them. They will be getting some very special abilities with the symbiote traits, and as well as other characters you can also team up with a bunch of them on this game. Venom's team up comes in handy for Spider-Man especially, I've noticed, because there's a giant black goo, symbiote goo, that obviously spawns around Spider-Man at certain points in the game, and that could save his life. It could save Penny Parker's life as well. So keep an eye on that team up. If there is a Spider-Man on your team, if there is a Penny Parker on your team, make sure you team up if you can, and really take advantage of that team up. There's a lot of team ups in this game that come in handy, and Venom's team up with Penny Parker and Spider-Man I have found to come into play quite situational, but when it does come into play, I felt like it has helped out quite a lot. The final thing I want to talk about here in terms of attacking is the dive ability. The dive ability on this hunky chunky goo man is fantastic. Whether it's getting back onto a point and you want to save the game from ending, whether you want to dive down on weak enemies, maybe weaken them, maybe even grab the kill. Even if they're trying to run away, you can swing after them, you can dive down on them and make sure they don't get that HP back, make sure that you get that guaranteed kill. It's just a great way, again, going back to the mobility and really trying to move around with Venom. I find with a lot of other tanks that I've seen people play, they tend to struggle to get around the map a little bit. Groot, for example, is great, but he is very, very slow. Hulk can be good. I feel like Hulk is the only other tank that has a great mobility. All the others feel a little bit slow and heavy, but with Venom it really feels like he moves around quick with the dash ability, with the swing ability. There's always something for you to use in all of the different kinds of situations you will be going up against. The final thing I do want to talk about with Venom is always watch your back. There's been a lot of situations where I've had Wolverines, I've had Star-Lords, I've had Hellas, even Spider-Man, and a bunch of DPS characters trying to take me out. Because I like to consider Venom a crowd control character. I think he is one of those tanks that you're not going to be dropping 30, 40 kills with like you are with Groot, like you are with Hulk, if you know how to play Hulk properly. I feel like with Venom, you're going to be in the back line of the enemy, taking out the healers, taking out the damages, and trying to weaken the tanks as much as possible, but whilst keeping an eye on your own HP and the capture point. I feel like Venom is a great crowd control character, especially if there's like 4 enemies on the point and you're the only one alive. It is a great character just to, keep the point going, keeping the match alive, hoping to give your team some time to get back into the fight, and hopefully don't lose any of those precious competitive points or just winning a quick match in general. So always be mobile with Venom, always check your back lines, but make sure you are distracting the enemy as much as you can during those tight matches, just in case if your team has died, you want to make sure they get back in the fight in time for you to try and win. So there we go, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed a couple of tips. I've played Venom for a lot amount of time. I think he's a great tank, and I highly recommend any of you guys to check him out. I've played him for over 24 hours now. Like I said, my stats, I've got him to Lord proficiency, so I've had a lot of practice to learn him, and it's just a great fun tank to play. You're not going to be standing in one spot, you're going to be swinging around everywhere, you're going to be taking out individuals and weakening the tanks on the enemy line. He just does everything, in my opinion, and for a tank that is super mobile and super quick, I highly recommend you check him out if you like to be a bit more of a quicker player. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what you think about this guy down below. Have you tried Venom yet? And will you be trying him out sometime soon? Of course, like I said at the start of the video, be sure to also let me know how you are finding this season. I think the season's pretty good so far. I don't know if I'll do a separate video about it, but we'll have to wait and see. So thank you for watching, guys. Be sure to stay safe, have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.